Today, I will show you how to make a simple but powerful AI agent in n8n that manages your email. Let's see how it works. We receive a new email asking for a quote. It will kickstart this AI agent that processes the email. And once it's done, we can see that it added a label to the email quotation requests, and also it wrote us a draft response, which we only need to accept and send if everything is correct. Today, I will show you how to build out this email agent that can save hours of your time each week in only 10 minutes using the automation tool n8n. And if you're trying to automate something else in your business, drop a comment about it below and I will give you my ideas. We also offer a free consultation session which you can book in the link in the description. Let's get to the tutorial. So I already have a test email in the inbox which is asking for a quote, and I have created the labels including one quotation request which the AI will be able to choose, as well as some others. So now we can start building out our workflow. We have to choose the Gmail on message received trigger to make sure that it runs on any new email we get. And we also have to authenticate, which if we are on the cloud version, it's just going to the account and sign in with Google. If we self-host, then I suggest checking out the docs because it's a little bit more technical. We have to turn off simplify to get the full text of the message, and we can see that we are correctly pulling the latest Gmail email that we got. Now let's spend a moment setting up our knowledge base. If we want our AI agent to have all the context and information about our business, then this is what we need to keep updated. So here I have a bunch of product pricing information, address, common questions and answers, really anything that we can get together about our business. So the AI agent has all the context it needs. And then I will just copy and paste this knowledge base to n8n. I will create a new data table. This is useful because we can keep all the information within n8n. We don't need to call an external tool. Of course, we could integrate with Notion and pull it directly from there, but this is keeping everything simpler. I created a new knowledge base column and I will paste all the information there from wherever we originally stored it, to make sure that our AI agent knows everything it needs to know. Then we have to search for data table and add the get rows node. And we have to choose our data table, limit to only one because we just have a single row. We just want that knowledge base record to be returned to us. Now the next step is to pull the available list of labels from Gmail, and this is important so the AI agent will know what labels it can choose from. So we have to choose the return all in the get many labels node from Gmail, which will pull the names and the IDs of each of the labels, so the AI agent will know what ID is for each label. Then we need an aggregate all item data into a single list to make sure that we compress the 20 items or however many labels we have into a single item. And that one we need, so the AI agent is only run once and it can access all of the labels in a single run. And we have to define our prompt, which I have also now prepared in Notion. I basically gave the AI agent a role. I gave the description of whatever tasks I wanted to do, some extra information how to construct the draft link in this scenario because it gets a draft message ID and I want it to output a link. So I will add the prompt into the user message, and then what we need is to give it the context of the current email that we have. And we can do that from using the test output or the output of the current run if we execute the previous nodes. And I will be able to drag and drop the labels from the node before, and I will also be able to add the full knowledge base to it. We are not doing any RAG fancy stuff here because in this scenario, our entire knowledge base can fit in a prompt, which is actually going to be the case for many simpler use cases, not always. And I will choose the Gmail trigger node and find the text from it, as well as the ID and thread ID, which the agent might have to use, and also the subject, which is can again be useful for the classification and the response. So basically, I'm just giving it all of the context it can have, and it might need to perform the tasks. Then we have to choose a chat model. I am going to choose an OpenAI chat model, which is with the OpenAI node. We can choose GPT-5 is the current, GPT 5.1 is the current latest. But whenever you're implementing it, there might already be GPT-6 or 7. And we have to edit the tools, and we can use the Gmail tool for it. So to define the tools, we have to give it the resource, and we have to some of the things we can make it defined by the model. So in this case, the message and the subject will be defined by the model. However, the thread ID and the to email, those don't need to be defined by the model because we know what they are. So the thread ID we can take from the original email's metadata as well as the address that sent it us. So the model will only have to figure out the subject and the actual content of the email, and it doesn't have to do the extra tasks of finding out who we're sending it to, because of course that's a role-based thing. We are just responding to whoever sent us this email. And now when we test it, we can see that based on the prices that it found, it can in the knowledge base, it was actually able to send us this or to make us this draft, which we can send out, and so we can respond to anything like that. Next, I will create the tool to add the label, and in the prompt you already explained how to choose the label. So here we're just doing the technical setup. We are telling it that the label name or ID it has to choose, but the thread ID is defined by us. Now we can again test it, and we should be able to see that yes, it gave the quotation request label to this email as we expected. And then all we have left is to add the Telegram tool, so it's able to message us that it sent out a draft, and it can send us the link to that draft. So the text we defined by the model, and the chat ID we get from the chat we have already created in Telegram. The Telegram node documentation explains how to create our chatbot and credential, which I won't go into with more detail now, so I assume we already have that created. So now we have everything. We can just click on the AI agent node to test everything again, see that it has created a new draft for us, and it has, as expected, sent us the link with that draft. And if we click on it, we can see that the draft is there and created, and we can send it out. So this concludes the tutorial. I hope that it was useful. If you didn't catch something, then, or you have any questions, then drop it in the comments below. Also, if you have another use case that you want to automate, that you want to build an AI agent for in your business, then we are happy to hear about it and give you some tips, both in the comments or in email, or book a consulting call with us. And don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon if you don't want to miss out on other similar tutorials that can save time, that can save hours each week in your business. So see you in the next video.